stick, tick, ball, A. God in my right hand, lost in the night, lands off in the enemy ways. Bask in the new form, looking like a newborn, my war fight every day. Core in the background, my left in the back down, get me did it, feeling my pain. This my warfare, bring a whole storm here, watch me, watch me.
At number 7, we have the regular Akuma. Not much I really need to say about this. It is a concrete bloodline, but when it scales to like everything else on this, pretty far down. It's number 7, not because it's like trash, because mind you, each of these Akumas, like if you get any of them, you're fine, you're vibing. They all have full samurai spirits and everything, so you don't need to worry about that. It has a decent moveset, which you can complement with other elemental jutsus, and especially elemental Kekkei Genkais. Again, it's up to you, but like fundamentally it's not that bad of a bloodline. It's just 7th on the, you know, Akuma tier list, because there's not really anything else that it can compare to. It could hardly compare with number 6, so like it's on a tier of its own. Again, it's still a concrete bloodline, you can do a lot with it, but it's just not that great when you compare it to the lines that are currently on. At number 6, we easily have Ryan Akuma. As much as I used to love Ryan Akuma, it's not very bad. It just requires like a very heavy like skill level for you to use it properly. Compared to the other Akumas that are on this list, there are a lot of like Akumas that are just downright brain dead, while this one actually requires you to like actually be somewhat, you know, smart about it. The first move being I think the auto dodge that you get with it, the counter move. It's not a bad counter move. It's a little bit, it needs a little bit more time added to it, but like overall it's not that bad. The second move, again, still a good move, but it's a Shidori Inferno style type beat, but like again, it's like anything else. You could easily do that with a regular Shidori. You don't really need it. Yeah, sure, you get like an Inferno style burn, but like at the end of the day, do you really need all that? It's still a good bloodline, but I don't think like when it compares to anything else, it's just not as brain dead, and it requires a higher skill level to use it properly. But if you are able to use it properly, this could have easily been number 4 if it didn't require such a skill level. But since it does, and like the moveset requires you to actually know how to combo certain moves, sure, you could say, oh, since it has a Susanoo, it's brain dead, but everything on this list has a Susanoo, so you can't exactly say that. Overall, it's still a good bloodline. I would definitely go for it. It just requires a high level of skill to be able to use it properly and make this one. It's still a very good bloodline for farming though, so don't worry about that. It's still goated for farming. You can farm however you want with it. It's very good, but outside of that, in terms of PvP, it's just mediocre compared to everything else. Next, at number 5, we have Riser Akuma. Definitely, Riser Akuma is a carbon copy of Bankai Akuma when it comes to the samurai spirit and the Susanoo and like the mode. And the one thing that I would say that's different about Riser Akuma is obviously like the 3 movesets. But in terms of Riser Akuma, it fails in comparison to Bankai Akuma, because it's really not that, you know, it's not that busted anymore. It's still good, don't get me wrong, but if you look at it, it's just not it. Like the first move giving you an auto dodge that makes you go towards the enemy. Anyone with a speed boost or brain cells can easily dodge it with dynamic entry or something. And unlike the Bankai Akuma, what's it called? Unlike the Bankai Akuma Susanoo or auto dodge, you can't cast jutsus. You can only charge your chakra. That alone makes it low-key useless in my opinion. Sure, in like 3v2s when someone's engaged and like someone's stunned, you can use it, but besides that, it's really not that good. And it gives them even if if you hit it, it stuns them with a, you know, Genjutsu stun. Again, it's just meh. It's alright, but I wouldn't say it's better than Bankai Akuma. At number 4 is kind of tough for me. I'm stuck between 2 things, but unfortunately I'm gonna have to give it to Satori Akuma. Mind you, Satori Akuma could easily be number 3, but like because of just all the nerfs that it has gotten over the past like half a year, it's just not what it used to. It's really not what it used to easily be number 1 back in the day, but now it's just number 4. Because like, it's the one thing I would say that can easily make it contend with number 3 is just the counters. The counters are just so annoying, and like it has a first move auto dodge, second move counter, third move Genjutsu, and once in its mode, like One is similar. He has a Q as a block breaker. His Q literally block breaks. Like, it's still not at, like, I would rather fight a Satori Akuma than I would rather fight number 3. But like overall, the Genkai is still very good. I wouldn't say that it has diminished that much in terms of just combat power and ability. It's still a very good bloodline. I just don't think it really is as busted as it used to be. Again, it can easily contend with number 3, but looking at it overall, combo potential wise, it's just good for damage and counter attacking. So you kind of still need like be smart with it, because you can't just use your what's it called, Genjutsu that does like 100 something K damage off that alone, because they reduce the damage. Next we have obviously Forge Akuma. Forge Akuma is just different, bro. Forge Akuma is called the stun god of Akumas. If it catches you in one combo, you can expect like half your HP, if not less, more to be gone. I wouldn't say that, oh, I personally think that it could maybe compete with number 2, but not really. Forge Akuma relies heavily on combos. If you can't hit your combos, then you're gonna get your cheek smacked. But if you do hit your combos, then nothing's gonna like hurt you. But because the combos are so brain dead to use, that's why I'm not saying like, oh, it's like Ryan Akuma where you need a skill level to use it. As long as you have one brain cell, you can use it. It's not that hard. Like, it doesn't really require that high of a skill level compared to everything else, but I still think that even though with all that, as long as you block and dodge, you can easily counter it. But besides that, it's still like a good bloodline. Number 3, good concrete moveset. The Q, its Susanoo form, pretty good. It still has its Susanoo C is like kind of annoying to fight against, since like it pretty much makes the person like invisible and you can go halfway across the map, charge, come back, and then like mess you up if they're smart with it. But like it's not that bad. At number 2, obviously Bankai Akuma. Bankai Akuma has gotten a few, not really plus, but the Bankai Akuma is just like, it's just so clean. Like like the moveset just complements each other, and like you can combo it pretty well. First move easily being able to, what's it called, dodge and counter attack you at the same time. Second move being the, what's it called, Genjutsu that reaches from like half across the map. Well, not really half across the map, but like it has a far reach. The third move being the, what's it called, Hamaterasu auto triac. Again, just that makes it the difference between Riser Akuma and Bankai Akuma is that the third move and the first move are different. The first move outclasses Riser Akuma, while Riser Akuma third move does, what's it called, does hit you for more, but in combat it really doesn't mean much, because this one auto tracks to you, making it even more brain dead than Riser Akuma. Moves are exactly the same, except that Bankai Akuma has a Q, which is the crow teleport, which is really nice if you want to get behind your enemy if you're not using a full samurai spirit. But besides that, they're carbon copies of each other, but still Bankai Akuma just has more uses and is just more brain dead in my eyes than Riser Akuma. At number 1, there's just like no debate. There's no debate, bro. There's literally no debate for number 1. It's obviously Shindo Akuma aka Madara, bro. Like, this guy right here, this thing right here, if you get caught lacking by this, even though he got a nerf, like, still, even with that nerf, sure, it doesn't block break, but imagine you use that meteor, I don't even know what's called, the sun that comes down, right? Imagine if someone is blocking and they see that coming, they're like, alright, all I gotta block, it's not that hard to block. Then out of nowhere, your opponent just W's into you and block breaks you, and you still do the same amount of damage. It doesn't matter. Like, sure, they removed the block breaker, but the amount of things that block break you in this game is so much. So does it really matter at the end of the day if one move doesn't block break you and can easily block break the person, you know, a WW? Like, what? The third move doesn't, yeah, like, again, it's still, sure, it doesn't have that many block breakers, but like, not a lot of these guys have a lot of block breakers either. The only one that I can say have like a heavy block breaker, which is, what's it called, Satori Akuma with its Q, but besides that, it's really, I think this is it. If I would switch anything, I would like switch my 3 and 4, but like, it's just like it just depends on the user. Like, this could easily be number 3, this could easily be number 4, this could easily be number 4, this could, they're just like they change a lot. These two, number 3 and 4, change a lot, right? Not much I can really do about that. It depends on like who you're fighting and how they fight with it, but like they're not like that. They can't exactly one hop over one another in terms of just combat ability. But yeah, guys, that was a video. I'm gonna end it here. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, and post notifications. I'll catch you guys next time.